The following is a Mid-Atlantic Sports special presentation.
Please welcome Marcellus.
Welcome to the CWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. It's a very special night here as a benefit for the Boys and Girls Club in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yeah, we're here at the gymnasium on Neal Street in Greensboro. Our first match tonight, singles action, the big, incredible, massive Marcellus King against former AWA Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champion Brass Monkey, your referee, Red Jones.
Series of headlock takeovers by Brass Monkey early on in this one. Like the classic matchup of speed versus power here tonight in Greensboro.
And it looks like King's able to duck under the big kick. These men are going at it.
Monkey flip, but Marcellus King, amazing agility of his own, lands on his feet, gets Monkey with the hip toss. Monkey, series of arm drags for both individuals, squared back off, and these fans in Greensboro very appreciative of both men's incredible athletic acumen.
Even Monkey's giving a hand to Marcellus for keeping up with that. I mean, that's not what you see in rings on other people's programs from what I understand.
Yeah, I've heard that rumor too. Of course, Marcellus King has been on the collision course with the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion Slick Diddy, Ric Converse, as of late. If you have not seen those matches, it's because you can't get them on highspots.tv for our weekly television show broadcast. You can only get them exclusively on CWF Mid-Atlantic DVD releases available at CWFShopZone.com.
That's right, and look at this, up and over. Monkey's back of his head hits the canvas. Marcellus King's going to make his way over for a cover.
Marcellus King with the cover, falling overhead belly to belly. Monkey gets a hand on the ropes though.
Monkey able to break the count. Referee Red Jones catches that one. Now King's going to power him up into the corner and going to unload with a couple of forearms.
Marcellus King looking to fire Monkey across the ring, but Monkey so quick, leaps up and over. Marcellus King, big forearm right to the jaw. Of course, Brass Monkey, he may be small, but he can hit as hard as anyone in the Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, just ask anybody that's felt that spinal tap. Look at this.
Oh, I think we're going to get one.
Oh!
And one just for right to the face, just for good measure. You better believe he's dangerous from any angle.
That's right, Marcellus King rolls out to the floor. Probably a smart move on his part. Brass Monkey's going to wait on him to return in the ring as the referee counts.
And if I know Brass Monkey, he may be just looking for his moment right now.
Yeah, Brass Monkey very opportunistic. And here we go. Over the top rope.
Monkey flies. Oh, but he's caught in midair. And Marcellus King rams him right into the steel ring post.
And that's going to leave a mark. I tell you what, just ram the spine against that unforgiving steel. He's going to roll back in the ring, break the count, and go out and inflict a little more damage to Brass Monkey on the floor.
Of course, we'd like to thank all the great people at the Boys and Girls Club here in Greensboro. They have some tremendous hard-working people that were able to put this event together here tonight. We are very proud as part of CWF Mid-Atlantic to be a part of such charitable events as the Boys and Girls.
That's right, keep up with our calendar. I mean, you can catch our calendar where we're going to be live, what kind of event we're putting on, CWFMidatlantic.com. Keep up with it. We may be coming to a town near you, but you definitely want to see this action live, up close, and in person.
As Marcellus King, full steam ahead, runs the boot right into the side of the head of Brass Monkey.
Brass Monkey down, referee Red Jones down 2 count. Monkey's able to kick out on 3 again.
And of course, Brass Monkey, you may see him in singles action, you may see him in tag team action, but Brass Monkey has had a very impressive 2006 so far. He's been flat out robbed of some wins, but he's also gained some very big ones as well.
Yeah, and he's gained a lot of respect in both locker rooms recently too. I mean, a couple 3 years ago, before he won the tag titles, a lot of people never took Brass Monkey, serious. He was a fun-loving guy. And then that whole deal with the crew and getting his back turned on that, winning the tag team championship, and this is a whole new Monkey in 2006.
You're exactly right. I think a lot of people for a long time just kind of looked at Brass Monkey as that light heavyweight, kind of that, overlooked cruiserweight kind of style. Brass Monkey will flat out wrestle for a heavyweight title in a heartbeat because he can hit as hard as any heavyweight.
Yeah, and you've seen the marks on many a back, especially from that spinal tap, but you don't want to get into a chop fest with Brass Monkey. Boom!
Kick of doom! boom, upside the head of Marcellus King, and then flat out enziguris him.
Oh my goodness, impressive, educated feat of Brass Monkey. Dangerous from any angle, dangerous from every angle.
Yeah, just as dangerous he Corey Edsel, who Brass Monkey put out of professional wrestling last September 10th in Wentworth in a stretcher match. Corey Edsel has yet to be seen since. Brass Monkey with the cover, only able to get a 2.
That's right, Marcellus King able to use that veteran savvy and kick out on a 2 count. But you know, Marcellus is not moving full speed right now. We're not accustomed to seeing him struggle to retain his footing. Oh, beautiful.
Use Brass Monkey's own ring attire to propel him into that second row.
Yeah, but he's still shaking it off, holding that shoulder, trying to sling the little tinglies out of that. I know he's got to be feeling right now. He's going to drag Brass Monkey back up.
Marcellus King showing us that power, big, delayed, vertical suplex.
Oh, this is just textbook. Drop flat on the back of Brass Monkey. Brass Monkey writhing in pain. Marcellus King enjoying his moment in the sun.
Let all the blood rush to the head of Brass Monkey and then dropped him to the canvas. There's a lot of people that respect Marcellus King, but there are not a lot of people that like the man. Now Marcellus King with the cover. Oh, how many times have we seen this come back to haunt a man?
And I tell you what, that is so Marcellus King-like to do that very thing, because, you know, he tells you he likes to beat people up. And this gives him the opportunity to do things like that after the match could have been over.
Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker nails it on Brass Monkey.
Brass Monkey, I mean, this is not looking good for Brass Monkey. The fight's about gone out of him. He's down again. Grabs the rope to break the count once again.
Yeah, Marcellus King can't complain about that. He had a horrible ring positioning for that cover. Monkey just reached out, grabbed that bottom rope, and referee Red Jones had no choice but to stop the count.
That's right. Here we go, head first into the top turnbuckle. Marcellus King want to open him up, and big chop across the chest.
Of course, Marcellus King, a lot of people really think could be the man to take the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title from Slick Diddy Ric Converse. He's proven as of late that he has all the credentials in the world. He can fight, he can wrestle, he can do it all, and he could be our next Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champ.
You know, it's been said for years, to be the man, you got to beat the man. This man is capable of beating the man. I do solely, honestly believe it to be possible. But what I am asking is, if Marcellus King was the Mid-Atlantic champion, who could take that away from him?
You're exactly right. He's a tough man to pin. Very, very few of you have even done that. Ric Converse did it, but outside of Ric Converse, who can lay claim to it?
Yeah, and Ric Converse also booted him out during the Rumble, too. They were, what, the last 2 men left in the past Rumble, and there's not a lot of love lost between Converse and Marcellus King, but you got to look. Marcellus King, he's equal opportunity. He'll dish out pain to anybody.
Oh yeah, a second tilt-a-whirl backbreaker once again as he continues to lay down the punishment across the lower back of Brass Monkey.
Yeah, Brass Monkey's kidneys have got to be resounding right now.
Oh, look.
Come back with a cheap kick.
Cheap kick, exactly right. Forget the back, just going to kick the poor man right in the side.
Yeah, Brass Monkey struggling. He's back up to his feet with a lot of help, and then a forearm upside the face, but then here we go, slings him into the ropes.
Going for another tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. No, Monkey all the way around, has the leg hook, the count. Brass Monkey, just like that, Brass Monkey, he pins the shoulders of Marcellus King to the canvas.
Holy cow, talk about coming out of nowhere. Your winner in singles action, Brass Monkey by pinfall.
What a huge win for Brass Monkey to pin the shoulders to the #1 contender to the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title. He pinned the shoulders to Marcellus King to the canvas right here tonight in Greensboro.
And the referee Red Jones holds up the hand of victorious Brass Monkey, your winner in our first match today.
this mixed tag team bout like no other. It's been building since really last October 1st when Yamaha beat Matty D half to death with a steel chair near the conclusion of the Rumble. Amber O'Neal turned her back on a longtime friend GeeStar, and now wasting no time as Yamaha and Amber of Fatback Enterprises attack Rock and Roll, Matty D, and GeeStar right before the bell.
Yeah, and this is another 3-on-2 situation. Don't forget Fatback Stutts on the outside.
Oh, collision!
Oh my goodness, Amber O'Neal and Yamaha collide in the middle of the ring, both of them trying to head out, and Matty D's got hold of Yamaha.
Yeah, he does, and now G with the hip toss as well on Michael Yamaha. Amber O'Neal doesn't know what's going on, runs right into Rock and Roll Matty D, and one for her for good measure as well. And Brad Stutts, Fatback himself, is in the ring, and his partners are outside of the ring.
Oh my goodness, Fatback rolled head first into the canvas. Amber O'Neal and Yamaha are not rushing back in to save their manager, you notice.
Well, the Boys and Girls Club in Greensboro has been rocked, and so has Fatback Enterprises.
Yeah, Fatback, it looks like he could be out down here on the concrete. I mean, do Yamaha and Amber, discontinue this match if Fatback's finished?
I tell you, this grudge tag team match, Matty D and GeeStar have been chomping at the bat to finally get these two in a ring, in a wrestling ring, and try and seek some semblance of revenge. It was just last week at the Carolina Sports Arena when G finally made her return from that nearly crippling knee injury that Amber O'Neal and Michael Yamaha beat that leg with a steel chair. And of course, Matty D now with Yamaha flings him back in the ring. G with Amber as well, flinging her back in.
And it looks like Matty D and GeeStar have complete control of this situation. They are just flailing away on Yamaha and O'Neal at this point.
You know, Matty D usually wouldn't try to choke a man half to death, but that's exactly what he's going to do against Michael Yamaha, because everything Matty, G, and of course alongside Roy Wilkins have had to endure the past few months. I don't think choking is anything wrong with it.
Yeah, and the world's most dangerous woman, now the legal person in this mixed tag match. And she goes straight to the face of Yamaha. We're going to see a double team.
Big double elbow from behind as legally in the ring right now as G makes the cover are two former Mid-Atlantic television champions. In fact, it was Michael Yamaha that defeated G to win the television title back in 2004.
Yeah, and Yamaha just turned this match around with a big uplifted knee to the midsection. GeeStar is down. Yamaha basically trips over. I mean, yeah, and here he goes, going to tag in Amber O'Neal when he's got a clear advantage in the match.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see Amber O'Neal lock horns with GeeStar one-on-one, fair and square. She's going to have to be winded first, and Amber O'Neal chopping the taste out of G.
That's right. GeeStar backed up in the corner. Look at this. A boot to the throat. And Amber's just like warming up here. What is she, a ballerina?
Yeah, she's very, very cocky in her deliberate maneuvers in the corner. Licking the hand, and no one home. Oh, G got her, though.
Oh, my goodness. You can hear that ringing out here at the Neal Street Boys Club. It's amazing. GeeStar's got control of the match straight to the face, and here we go. Cheap shot right back to the eye.
Yeah, blatant eye poke between two of the most capable women wrestlers in the Mid-Atlantic. G has her. Spine buster by GeeStar.
And this could be it. Referee's down for the... Well, wait a minute.
G with the delayed cover has both legs hooked, but Amber's somehow able to get out.
And I tell you what, GeeStar's still feeling the effects of that poke to the eyes, but she's got control of the match. She's got control of Amber. Now she's going to start unleashing. Amber goes right back to the eyes again.
Yeah, is that all you can do?
And now to the hair.
Yeah, can you just pull hair? Can you just rake the eye? Where's your scientific ability that you used to have, Amber? Where is it? Ever since you've realigned yourself with Michael Yamaha and Brad Stutts, you've become no better than them. Dropped ho-ho by GeeStar.
Oh my goodness, Yamaha didn't see that one coming. GeeStar once again on top of the situation. GeeStar looks like she's having a little fun here finally.
Wrenching away on the head of Michael Yamaha.
Yamaha in a bad position. Right now the last thing he wants to be is in the grasp of GeeStar. GeeStar's fighting mad. She has waited so long for this opportunity, and finally it's here. She's going to use a little power, pick him up, and drive him to the canvas.
G making the tag back out to Rock and Roll, Matty D, and of course Matty D cannot wait to get his hands on Yamaha one more time. Osai moonsault, now with the cover, Brandon with the count, just a 2.
That's right, 2 count. Matty D's going to lift Yamaha up and go straight back to the face with the left hands, backing him into the corner. Yamaha needs to get away from Matty D. D on the second rope, flying back elbow. Yamaha's down.
Matty with the cover. Boy, there is just no stopping the tag team of Matty D and GeeStar right now. They're obviously on a mission here today, and Fatback Enterprises does not look like they were prepared for this kind of onslaught.
And I don't think they were prepared. Yamaha's able to...
Oh, what a kick!
Boot to the middle of the back. Matty D barely phased by it. Oh!
Mikael Yamaha takes the head off of Matty D following the cheap blindsided shot from Amber O'Neal.
Yeah, meaning Amber was nothing more but a mere distraction. That's got to be part of their game plan. Fatback is back on his feet. He's directing traffic.
Yes, he is. It's Brad Stutts, and of course, alongside Fatback, that stupid little pig that Brad Stutts wears on his hand.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought Fatback was the one the stupid little pig wore on its rear end.
Excellent point, Randolph. As Amber O'Neal, for the first time in their one-on-one with Rock and Roll Matty D, is trying to choke him out, and now taking Matty D back to the corner, once again making the tag. Frequent tag in, tag outs from both sides in this one.
That's right, Matty D's in the wrong corner right now. He's taking a beating from both Amber and Mikael Yamaha. Yamaha's got control of the match at this point. It looks like Matty's a little rubber leg right now. Yamaha straight to the back of the head. Another beautiful little rabbit punch there.
Of course, these past few months, Mikael Yamaha, of course, Amber O'Neal, Donnie Dollars, of course, the other member of Fatback Enterprises, have tried to maim, cripple, and end the career of Matty D, GeeStar, and Roy Wilkins. Finally today, we're seeing the repercussions of that battle come to fruition here in Greensboro. But right now, Matty D is not on the good end of things.
Yeah, Matty D's at the beating end of it. Mikael Yamaha, look, Yamaha's got that forearm, that tape forearm ripping right across the bridge of the nose when he goes for this cover. I mean, everything Yamaha does is meant to hurt and humiliate you.
You know, we've seen steel chairs, we've seen blindsided locker room attacks, we've seen people locked outside of the building. We've seen everything these past few months in this rivalry between Fatback Enterprises and then the D, the G, and Roy.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it's... Oh, for goodness, looks like the heads may have collided on that one. Both men hit each other hard. Both Matty D, Mikael Yamaha flat on their backs in the center of the ring.
Matty D flipped all the way around, ran off the ropes, and what a collision as those two met head to head. Both men right now need to make the tag to their female companions.
Yeah, Yamaha does not look like he is moving. The referee needs to check and see if he's breathing here.
Oh, you're not kidding. Mikael Yamaha down and out. Of course, Amber O'Neal and GeeStar are just as likely to lock horns with a male competitor as they are a female competitor. They're one of the great things about mixed tag team wrestling. In the Mid-Atlantic, it's no holds barred. There are no rules or regulations. It's just go and go. If you can't hang with the men, you don't need to be in there. And both Amber and G can certainly do that. And right now, GeeStar taking it to Amber O'Neal. Russian leg sweep.
Oh my goodness, GeeStar's begging her to get up. She wants to beat on her some more. GeeStar fired up. Here she comes, boot to the midsection, setting her up.
G has the other leg hooked. Fisherman has it hooked with the bridge, making the count, and Yamaha there to make the save.
The only thing to make the save was Yamaha, but you know Fatback's down there directing traffic. Still your illegal persons, GeeStar and Amber O'Neal. G backs Amber into the corner, forearm.
Forearm, G ascending to the second rope there, possibly going to give the crowd some enjoyment in this one as raining the 10 punches down on the head. Fatback trying to give some advice to Mikael Yamaha.
Yeah, but which one does Yamaha listen to in a situation like that?
Amber O'Neal's head about caved in from the 10 shots in the corner. G now going for the GBD in the corner. Yamaha and Matty on the other side of the ring. Yamaha dropped the skull of Matty D in and making the save for Amber O'Neal, or G would have planted her right there. G took her into the clothesline of Mikael Yamaha, has him perched up high, spinning around, GBD on Mikael Yamaha.
Oh my goodness, he saved his partner Amber O'Neal from that fate and took it himself. That wasn't chivalry, that was just bad timing on the part of Yamaha. But look in the ring, oh, Amber O'Neal over for a cover.
Hold the hand of Fatback, and what the? That wasn't a 3 count there. Are you kidding me?
The referee says it's a 3 count call for the bell. What in the world?
There was no 3 count there. There is no way. I don't even know if G's shoulder was down, and Amber O'Neal, regardless, had locked hands with Fatback and Fatback.
And Fatback are one of the pigs on the outside of the ring. I mean, this is a travesty of justice. These people are celebrating this match should have been the other way.
Oh, this is a disputed victory, and then some. Fatback Enterprises stole this one from Rock and Roll Matty D and GeeStar, but they are not going to be able to celebrate too long, because this is not going to be the last time those 4 individuals are in the ring together.
I can guarantee you this one is not over. This is just another chapter. Oh, wait a minute. They've got hold of referee Brandon Barber are they trying to knock a little sense into him?
Yeah, G's trying to tell him that everyone saw this victory was very disputed, but Fatback Enterprises is headed for higher ground before Brandon changes his mind.
Yeah, this match goes down as a pinfall win for Yamaha. and Amber O'Neal.
This is going to be one intriguing, unusual battle. It's a night of first here at the Boys and Girls Club. And what we have, let me lay down the rules. There are 4 teams right now. The tag team champions, Mitch Connor and Gary Stevens. The former champions, the Southside Players. The tag team of Tank Lawson and Roy Rage Wilkins. And the tag team of Donnie Dollars and Michael McAllister. 2 teams get eliminated. The final 2 teams battle for $5,000.
That's right. This is the $5,000 over the top rope battle royal here at Neal Street Boys Club. And right now, all 4 teams still involved in this match.
When it gets down to just 2 teams, it will go under regulation tag team rules, but the winning team is not for the Mid-Atlantic tag team titles tonight. So regardless, Mitch Connor and Gary Stevens are going to leave as tag team champions, but they may not have the same funds that they did coming into tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Jay Money taking a big headbutt from Donnie Dollars. Tank Lawson striking him across the back. We've got action in all 4 corners. Roy Wilkins firing away on Michael McAllister over here in the other corner.
Boy, aren't battle royals fun to call, Randolph?
Yeah.
Michael McAllister and Roy Wilkins, like you said, and the massive, the 2 big men alongside Gary Stevens, Tank Lawson and Donnie Dollars going at one another. Of course, normally we'd see Donnie Dollars alongside Michael Yamaha and Amber O'Neal along with Fatback Enterprises, but tonight Donnie Dollars had to go along. Former Assistant Commissioner Michael McAllister stepped in and said, I would love the opportunity to add $5,000 more to my payroll. I'll team with Donnie Dollars. And boy, those 2, their minds operate on money 110% of the day.
You got to keep in mind, Michael McAllister, so far his entire wrestling portion of his career has been nothing more than I will step in.
And of course, you see Tank Lawson in those bandaged ribs. Tank Lawson was severely beaten by Cornelius J. Lumpkin III and his band of thugs last week at the Carolina Sports Arena. He had the United Nations of Devastation. He had some Canadian masked wrestlers. Cornelius J. Lumpkin III had a whole host of people beating down Tank Lawson. And unfortunately, the night is over for Tank Lawson and Roy Wilkins.
Yeah, they've been eliminated. 1 member of the tag team's eliminated. The tag team's out. We're down to 3 teams at this point. I mean, this is getting good. I mean, we're seeing McAllister and Connor working together.
That doesn't surprise me. Michael McAllister did everything in his power to make sure Mitch Connor never lost the TV title last year.
I wouldn't be surprised if Michael McAllister didn't have a guest room set up for Mitch Connor at his place. I mean, this is just unreal. And we've still got the players involved over here. The Mad Trucker. I mean, this is amazing what we've got going on. Trying to get Will Be Smooth over the top rope. Will's just gone dead weight on him.
Now, when we get the next team eliminated, then we go into regular tag team regulation rules for the $5,000. And boy, Will Be Smooth loves battle royals because all it is one big fight.
That's right, and one big chop fest because he's chopping away on anybody he can get his hands on. Mad Trucker Donnie Dollars going at it. Trucker's got his attention on the outside of the ring. Once again, Mitch Connor, Michael McAllister have Will Be Smooth backed up in the corner.
Tank Lawson and Roy Wilkins head out here. Big drop kick from J Money sends Michael McAllister careening over the top rope. The tag team of Michael McAllister and Donnie Dollars has been eliminated. I don't even know if Dollars knows it yet.
That's right. So we're down to 2 tag teams, the Southside Players, former 3-time champions, and our current tag champions, Mitch Connor and Gary Stevens.
Oh, Dollars knows it now, and he is none too happy about it.
Yeah, Donnie Dollars has been on a winning streak recently, and oh my goodness, he's firing away on his own partner.
I think I just heard McAllister say, I'll give you the $5,000 anyway. He wants to give Donnie Dollars $5,000 just so Donnie Dollars doesn't decapitate him here tonight.
That's true. I mean, Donnie Dollars has become a monster in the Mid-Atlantic area. I mean, we don't give him enough props for what he does. I mean, he's capable of anything. The size, the ability.
It was just 7 days ago that Donnie Dollars had the biggest win in his Mid-Atlantic life when he won the 12-man Cybernetico elimination match.
Yeah, he survived over 23 minutes and 11 other wrestlers to win that, and therefore he wins the bout of his choice.
But back to the action at hand, boy, somehow I knew it'd come down to this, Randolph. It's the former champions, the Southside Players, against the current champions, Mitch Connor and Gary Stevens.
And there is no love lost. I mean, these folks do not conversate. If they were to pass each other on the interstate, one would probably try to ram the other one off. It would be a little polite wave or the nonchalant glance or even rolling down the window asking for Grey Poupon. These guys don't like each other.
Yeah, Mitch Connor and Gary Stevens will play a game of chicken with the Southside Players on the freeway in a heartbeat. And we already know, Randolph, it's already signed, sealed, and delivered. This is not going to be the last time these two team like horns. In 7 days' time, you know, tonight's for $5,000, but the stakes may be even higher in 7 days, because in 7 days at the Carolina Sports Arena on May 6th, it's going to be on Titles versus Woman, because Kia Mocha is on the line and the tag team titles are on the line. Someone is going home with something.
Would that not be the strangest photograph ever to appear on the internet? A picture of the trucker and the cheesehead with the straps with Kia Mocha.
It could very well happen in 7 days' time. Or, on the other hand, the Southside Players could win the Mid-Atlantic Tag Team title for a 4th time.
Unprecedented, but I mean, if anybody's capable of doing it, I'm not a betting man, but you would have to bet on the Players. If it's going to happen, they would be your favorites at this point just from experience.
Anytime their backs have been against the wall, whether it's J Money and LA Cash back in the day, whether it's J Money to the singles, whether it's J Money and Will Be Smooth, when the Southside Players, when that name, when that dignity is backed up against the wall, when it's on the line, the Southside Players have always come up big.
Yeah, they've always been dangerous. They've always been competitors everywhere they go. I mean, they collect tag team titles from all over the Mid-Atlantic area, all up and down the eastern seaboard. They're travelers, they're road warriors, and this is what they do because they do it for money and they do it because they like doing it.
And there's a lot of ill will between these two duos. Boy, the chest of both men already wilted, and Mitch Connor is not having a good day.
I can only hope that Mitch Connor does not have to put on a tight button-down shirt to go to church in the morning.
Mitch Connor, you can see the welts across the chest, and Will Be Smooth adding a few more to the collection.
And it looks like he's going to add one for good measure to the trucker. Trucker exits the ring real quick like Connor drops. Top of the head right to the chin, right to the jawbone. Rattle the teeth of Will Be Smooth.
They are tag team champions for a reason, and Mitch Connor, when the chips were down, he came up big, and now making the tag into the massive 300-plus pound Mad Trucker, 20-some, 25-year veteran in the sport of professional wrestling, trained by the legendary Fabulous Moolah, a former Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion, and now on his first reign as tag team champion.
Yeah, one of the most respected men ever in the CWF arena. I mean, love him or hate him, the accomplishments he's got under his belt before he came to CWF Mid-Atlantic were incredible, and all he has done is add to him since arriving here.
And J Money finally with the tag, courtesy of Will Be Smooth, big clothesline, takes the Mad Trucker back down. J Money, the technician, the scientific master of the Southside Players, Will Be Smooth, the fighter. But of course, you have to fight, you have to wrestle to win gold in the Mid-Atlantic.
Oh my goodness, an illegal thrust up under the chin of J Money, the Mad Trucker, with his back to the referee, took full advantage of it. Red Jones doesn't have a clue why J Money's grasping at his throat.
And I've already heard that if Mitch Connor gets the $5,000, he's splitting it with Gary Stevens, and Mitch Connor's going directly from here to the club.
Yeah, well, that's just nice for all the folks at the club. I'm sure they're sitting waiting with bated breath.
The only thing about when Mitch Connor goes to the club, he expects to be the one tipped.
Well, I mean, I've seen him get tipped by I don't want to say our fans are crazy, but I got to say, maybe they were drinking before the show. I have seen fans actually stuff money in Mitch Connor's tights, as repulsive as that act may seem.
Gary Stevens hammering away on the forehead of J Money. Of course, you talk about people being drunk and not in their right minds. Gary Stevens' best friend, like we've said before, is not Mitch Connor. It's an inanimate wooden object, a billy club he calls Little Billy, that normally wears the Chargers helmet and a bow tie.
Well, you know, when you're the 8th round draft pick of the San Diego Chargers in the April draft, I mean, I can see why he's wearing that. I mean, I think Little Billy goes to minicamp next week. You know, we'll try to get an update on that.
I don't know. I've heard he's been talking about a holdout, though.
Well, Little Billy, I wouldn't be surprised with it, but I'm sure the Trucker will have some input on that. Now, Trucker got control of the match, holding J Money. Mitch Connor going to come in and drive the fist right in the middle of the breastbone.
Mitch Connor hooking J Money. He hits that maneuver. He loves calling it the suplex move, the technical masterpiece that it is. And Mitch Connor furious that he couldn't pin J Money off the suplex move.
Well, I mean, if that's your repertoire of technical moves, then I guess it's okay to call it that.
I guess so. You know, Mitch Connor was trained in Wisconsin.
Well, yeah, needless to say, we're going to get to see a little knee action right now. Mitch Connor likes dropping those knee pads and taking bare kneecap right to the head and the face of J Money. Both knees, J Money down.
Yeah, we do have some fun at Mitch Connor's expense sometimes, but those skull on skull can knock a man right out cold. We've seen it done before, and Mitch Connor now repositioning J Money.
He's going to drag you back into the corner, make the tag. Mad Trucker Gary Stevens now the legal man. Connor still got hold of J Money. Referee making the count. Big clubbing blow across the back.
The tag team champions firmly have things in the palm of their hand right now. I'm sure they can taste the $5,000. Gary Stevens now once again hammering away on J Money, who desperately needs to make a tag as both Will Be Smooth and Kiamoka cheer him on.
That's right. J Money needs to get over into his corner. Mad Trucker, he's got control of the situation. He's in the passing lane right now with his bright lights on. He's going to sling Money off the corner. Money ducks under. Oh my goodness, Money leaps right into his arms.
Gary Stevens catches J Money in midair. Will Be Smooth. Big shot from behind. And boy, did Gary Stevens ever feel that one. Will Be Smooth ain't legal, but he don't care.
Will Be Smooth having the time of his life. Big flying drop kick to Mad Trucker on his back. J Money saying, hey, let's pick him up.
Is referee Red Jones just giving up on this one? J Money and Gary Stevens are the legal guys, but Will Be Smooth is in there, and the players are doing double team action without a tag.
That's right, then we had a tag, blind tag by Mitch Connor. The Trucker's up and over. Money's got his back turned. Will Be Smooth sees that Connor's in the ring.
Mitch Connor backing off. I guess his game plan, whatever it was, went by the wayside.
I'm not sure he's ever had a game plan other than for his ring entrance.
A collision from the tag team champions. Gary Stevens awkwardly spills out of the ring thanks to Mitch Connor. And now Mitch Connor, dazed, confused, Will Be Smooth, clothesline, heart attack. J Money, flip over, has the pin, has the count. Southside players add $5,000 to the payroll.
And that's right, and I'm telling you what you said earlier. We love a battle royal. This is a tag team battle royal. How long ago was it? What was it? Not too awfully far long ago. We saw J Money survive a battle royal to win Escalade. Well, today he won the money to buy a little gas.
7 days away, $5,000 richer tonight, but who will be richer in 7 days when it's titles versus valet? The gold's on the line, Kiamoka's on the line.
With each passing day, the time draws near to the arrival of Solomon Spades. Now, I know a lot has changed since I last left. Yes, it has. Who would have thought Ric Converse's own dynasty would have turned against him? And even yet, Michael McAllister the one that has single-handedly lit a fire on the lit a fire under the Gemini Kid, setting him into this amazing frenzy of ultra-violence, something that even I couldn't accomplish when I was there. I love it. So what does that mean for you, Solomon? It simply means that the time is now right for me to bring my element of controlled insanity to the AWA. What are they ready for you? Ready or not, here I come.
Solomon Spades is coming. Solomon Spades is coming.
These men are visitors in this country. Why don't you be some nice model Americans and show them a little bit of respect? The Cuban assassin has asked me to tell you people, if you don't shut up, he's not going to wrestle tonight. Don't go nowhere because you're about to win a championship. One more thing. Hopefully you people here in Greensboro are a little bit more mild-mannered than the people in Burlington last weekend. but you got a manager. I think the Boogie Woogie Man needs a manager. What y'all think? From the fans in the last studio, in East North Street, from 92, the world Memphis, get out for the young boy,
It's not 1985, but there is a whole lot of tradition in this match right here as the Boogie Woogie Man, Ron McBride, defends the Mid-Atlantic Television title against the Cuban Assassin. That's right, the son of the original Cuban Assassin.
Yeah, the Cuban Assassin is son of the man that put his own father out of professional wrestling, and who brought him back to the Carolinas, none other than Cornelius J. Lumpkin III.
Surprise, surprise, as Ron McBride avalanches Cuban Assassin in the corner, powers him up, big body slam.
Cuban Assassin down on his back. He goes for the cover, only a 1 count. Looks like Cuban Assassin will go back out to the floor where this big, huge masked man, who I suppose is Lumpkin's bodyguard.
Yeah, I think you call him the Canadian Assassin, the Canadian Destroyer number
Destroyer 2. Destroyer 2.
Exactly. I dare mix up an assassin and destroyer.
Yeah, especially how the Canadians are about that.
Of course, Ron McBride has a little bit of ammunition on his side as well. The massive Tank Lawson, the most powerful man in the Mid-Atlantic, who he recently tag teamed with, chasing the tag team gold just a few weeks back at the Carolina Sports Arena. And also in Ron McBride's corner to counteract CJL III is Rock 92's Goat Boy.
That's right. You can hear Goat Boy every morning, Monday through Friday, up to noon on Classic Rock 92.3 all over the Carolinas. I mean, that's pretty much what we're all listening to. Goat Boy, very excited to be a part of CWF Mid-Atlantic. I tell you what, you can tell by the look in his eyes during the intro. He is jacked. There's no telling what Goat Boy is capable of doing. We don't know.
Well, Ron McBride with the cover, and I tell you, between CLJL III, the Destroyer, we got a couple cameramen, a couple photographers, we got Goat Boy, we got Tank Lawson. It's a lumberjack match at ringside, Randolph.
Yeah, it looks like the lumberjacks are helping out the Cuban Assassin. He keeps bailing out and going to his corner over here. I mean, there's a 10-minute television time limit on this match. He's got to know that.
Yeah, let's not forget, like you said, this is for the TV title. Gold's on the line here tonight in Greensboro for the first time ever between the second coming of the Boogie Woogie Man after Jimmy Valiant retired and handed the name and legend down to Ron McBride, who happily undertook the Boogie Woogie Man name, look, and character.
You know, I don't want to make an accusation, but suddenly it's very crystal clear to me where Lumpkin's getting his supply of Cuban cigars now.
Of course, CJL III is trying to recruit anyone and everyone that's not associated with the good old US of A, as the Cuban Assassin obviously had some form of international object in his hand there.
Yeah, he's got something. The fans have seen it, and I mean, this. Yeah, I see it right now, whatever it is.
Of course, referee Red Jones trying to check, and Cuban Assassin a little too smart for this. CJL III, you know, ever since Tank Lawson put him through the mat at the Carolina Sports Arena earlier this month, Cornelius J. Lumpkin III has been looking to reorchestrate his army. Last week we saw him with the United Nations of Devastation. Tonight we see him with the Cuban Assassin and Canadian Destroyer. Who in the world is CJL III going to have next by his side?
Yeah, you got to believe it. Somewhere along the lines, there's going to be an end to this oil well of money that's coming in from the United Arab Emirates to this Lumpkin management group. I mean, this is ridiculous. How much more are they going to finance without him bringing a belt back to them?
Hey, they said they will financially supply him with the means to take over the Mid-Atlantic. And one big step in taking over the Mid-Atlantic is taking the TV title from Ron McBride and taking out who they consider to be a turncoat, but is really just USA all the way through Tank Lawson.
Yeah, but I mean, if they want to take over the Mid-Atlantic, why don't they go up here to the corner market and buy 10 gallons of gas and help their cause?
Ron McBride right now looking to hammer down on Cuban Assassin, who gets cut off in a big spike-like maneuver to the throat of the Boogie Woogie Man.
Yeah, and that was to the back of referee Red Jones. Boogie Man is down. I'm telling you what, I believe that object was involved. It just went right through the windpipe of Boogie. Boogie is down. He is in a world of hurt. Referee Red Jones once again checking the Assassin.
Oh, it was out of our camera view, but that wasn't just any spike the Cuban Assassin had. It's whatever that object was he had in his hand a while ago.
Yeah, I mean, here we go. I mean, it's Cuban Assassin, a cagey, crafty veteran. I mean, he's capable of beating anybody, but come on. We've got all these cameras. We've got TV cameras around the ring. How can this happen, and how can Red Jones totally be missing this?
The TV title is seriously in jeopardy here today at the hands of the Cuban Assassin.
Yeah, Cuban Assassin really showing out once he gets into the ring and goes to work on the champion. I mean, but so much early in the match, he was on the floor.
Of course, Goat Boy and Tank Lawson trying to encourage Rob McBride. And of course, these people 110% behind the Boogie Woogie Man do not want to see him lose the TV title here tonight.
Yeah, especially to any one of Lumpkin's men, and especially to someone as devious and diabolical as the Cuban Assassin. Assassin off the ropes, boot right to the middle of the back.
Cuban Assassin laying the boot down, as obviously that object really took the starch out of the Boogie Woogie Man, as Cuban Assassin goes right back to work on the left arm.
Yeah, Boogie Man might be having a little bit of trouble breathing, might have got the voice box or whatever that thing was, but you know, he's also, Boogie has got to be visibly conscious of Lumpkin and that big monster Canadian on the outside of the ring. Tank Lawson and Goat Boy so far, all they've been involved with is doing a little cheerleading for the champion out here as the Cuban Assassin takes a bite out of Boogie.
Right, and Tank Lawson is there for support, but really, how much help can he even be? It was just last week at the Carolina Sports Arena that Cornelius J. Lumpkin's group of thugs beat him senseless and injured those ribs with that blasted flagpole, courtesy of the United Nations of Devastation.
Yeah, now we see Boogie's trying to fight his way back up with the Assassin. I see the Assassin going back into that hand. He's got something in the hand once again, right back up into uppercut into the throat.
I'm sorry, but referee Red Jones really needs to pay a little more attention to what the heck is going on in this one, because he's missed a couple of blatant shots with that thing.
Yeah, and I tell you what, even look, did he just ask him, did he shoot you in the throat? Look at the hand. Look at the hand of Jones. But then, of course, Cuban Assassin's got the man down. He's going to continue holding him down. He's not going to break, even if the referee asks.
Of course, Rob McBride just will not say die. He is refusing to lose the TV title here tonight in Greensboro. He does not want to lose it in front of these wonderful boys and girls here in Greensboro.
That's right. The Boogeyman needs to get up, needs to get the situation under control. Cuban Assassin is latched on like a pit bull. He's not letting go. Boogie's doing everything he can. Finally extricates himself from the predicament, but gets reversed and slung into those ropes. Ducks a clothesline. Oh, he powers up the Cuban. The Cuban slides out.
Yeah, I think Rob McBride may be going for the Saturday Night Superstar. He's won so many matches with that maneuver, but Cuban Assassin able to slip all the way out, and now Rob McBride once again back first on the canvas, exactly where he doesn't need to be, and now Cuban Assassin choking the life out of the Boogie Woogie Man.
And Red Jones making a spirited count, if you can call that spirited.
I don't know if this is a smart maneuver on the behalf of the Cuban Assassin. I mean, he's not contending for the AWA World Light Heavyweight title. He's wrestling for the Mid-Atlantic Television title.
Yeah, but he's going up to the top rope, and he is taunting the crowd. He's giving Boogeyman time to get back to his feet.
Rob McBride meets him right in the breadbasket, and the Cuban Assassin is going to be in a world of hurt.
And he drops to the center of the AWA logo in the middle of the ring. Boogeyman off the rope, looks like he's going to drop. Big body splash across, and what? Cornelius J. Lumpkin.
Rob McBride has the cover of the Canadian Destroyer in the ring, hammering away on Rob McBride. Referee Ray Jones doesn't see a bit of it. DDT!
Oh my goodness, Canadian Destroyer out of nowhere. Now he's going to pull Cuban on top of McBride, slide out of the ring.
Oh,
now.
highway robbery! We're going to have highway robbery in Greensboro!
Oh my goodness, what happened? They broke the count?
Was that Tank Lawson's arm we saw reaching in from Tank Lawson, trying to tell the referee what was going on? Cuban Assassin, though, still on top. Reversal by Rob McBride. Big Boogie elbow to the jaw, and now Rob McBride with the Boogie elbow down.
That's right, referee's down, get a 1-2 count.
Rob McBride, Boogie downs on the Cuban Assassin and pins him in this Mid-Atlantic Television title match.
Rob the Boogie Woogie Man McBride, still your Mid-Atlantic Television champion. Wait a minute, we've got Cornelius J. Lumpkin in the ring.
Yeah, he's infuriated. The Cuban Assassin did not win the TV title, but the Cuban Assassin and Canadian Destroyer once again trying to maim Tank Lawson at ringside. Rob McBride sees what's going on, but he's also got Cornelius J. Lumpkin III in the ring.
What a diversion. Lumpkin climbs in the ring and allows his two men to beat Tank Lawson, and now he's going to try to offer him a little long green.
Man, you ain't gonna buy out the Boogie Woogie, man. Give me a break.
Hey, Boogie's saying lay it on me, Daddy.
Yeah, I bet Boogie's just trying to sucker him, and he's gonna lay it on. He's gonna lay it on Cornelius J. Lumpkin III right here in Greensboro. Everyone can feel it. Everyone can taste. And who?
Dangerous E! Oh my God! Former two-time AWA Mid-Atlantic champion. We've not seen him here in months. He's back. He's with Cornelius J. Lumpkin. What in the devil?
We have seen a ghost enter the Boys and Girls Club. He has not been seen since his match with Brass Monkey, the stretcher mask, last September the 10th in Wentworth, North Carolina. But tonight, Corey Edsel alive and well in Greensboro and apparently aligned with Cornelius J. Lumpkin III.
My God, he's taking off the ring jacket. He's going up on the top. This could get ugly. We got to get somebody here to break this up. We know what Edsel's capable of. From the top rope, he flies.
Flying headbutt off the top into the body of the Mid-Atlantic television champion. And look at this! Cornelius J. Lumpkin III counts the Mid-Atlantic television champion out.
Goat Boy's got a chair. He's coming in the ring. Tank Lawson's down. He clubs the back of Edsel. Edsel's not phased.
It's like a mosquito to Danger Z. Corey Edsel with the steel chair by Tank Lawson, and Corey Edsel beats a hasty retreat.
I tell you what, that took some intestinal fortitude by Goat Boy to get involved with a man that's obviously 3 times his size. But, you know, Goat Boy didn't back down. He's still in the ring with the champion. He's still the champion, your TV champion, Rob McBride. Tank Lawson, he's had a beating across those ribs again. And look at this, a casual sauntering out of the arena by Mr. Lumpkin and his newest protege.
The Mid-Atlantic television champion has been laid out in Greensboro courtesy of Cornelius J. Lumpkin's Armory and the returning Dangerous E. Corey Edsel. It's main event time in Greensboro as Slick Diddy, Ric Converse, our Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion, leads Jesse Ortega and the incredible X-Cyrus to the ring.
Yeah, 6-man action. This is a big grudge match everybody's been waiting for. The kids here in Greensboro excited. Once again, our main event tonight here at the Neal Street Boys and Girls Club Gym, Greensboro, North Carolina, already in the ring. The Dynasty, the new Dynasty, Dynasty 2, whatever Dynasty they decided to call it.
Whatever copyright they've ripped off.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Is Trent Wylde, Simply, Steve Greene, and Joey Silvia.
Yeah, the 3 most devious individuals of late. And once again, Ric Converse standing tall, showing off the Mid-Atlantic title. And look, Greene and your Gate City Center and Mr. Silvia down on the floor, keeping as far away from the other 3 as they can.
Boy, I tell you, Ric Converse has been waiting and waiting for this clash. Ric Converse was just flat out lied to and stabbed in the back by those three that tonight he stands across the ring from. You know, it was Trent Wylde that begged and pleaded to please let me come back to CWF Mid-Atlantic. He was pretty much blackballed from the company for over an entire year. And finally, Commissioner Cross said, fine, I'll give you a second shot. And Trent Wylde took the knife and stabbed it in the back of Ric Converse. Joey Silvia orchestrated this elaborate plan to fake a career-ending injury, then come back and do the same thing. He stabbed Ric Converse in the back. And then the American Steel Ninja, out of action since last October with a supposed concussion, came back supposedly to save Ric Converse from an attack by Joey Silvia and Trent Wylde, and he does the exact same thing. He stabs Ric Converse in the back, says he's not even the American Steel Ninja anymore, he's simply Steve Greene.
Yeah, and you gotta wonder what's going through the mind of Ric Converse. He's got doubts in his mind from what he said in interviews and what we can see. He's got to have a grain of doubt in his mind about his own tag team partners. Ric Converse has been accused of being paranoid as of late, but who can blame him? I mean, these are his former best friends roaming around here opposite the ring from him.
Exactly. Ric Converse is such a good human being, but when you get trained like that so many times in such a short amount of time by people that you once considered to be your best friends, how can you not be paranoid? Because lately we've seen Jesse Ortega and Cyrus come out and try to help Ric Converse, but they did the same thing Joey Silvia did. He came out and tried to help Ric Converse and then turned on him. American Steel Ninja did the same thing. Came out, tried to help Ric Converse, and turned on him. So Ric Converse now, the paranoia that courses through his being, he's afraid Cyrus is going to run out seemingly to help him and then turn on him as well.
Yeah, and the folks that enjoy conspiracy theories are really going wild with this one, because we brought it up a while back. What if this whole injury, the concussion of American Steel Ninja, simply Steve Greene / was all part of the plan, and that's the fact that we're talking about since winter of 2005 that this thing's been growing.
I certainly would not put it past that trio, because they have taken, I don't know, I keep saying the word backstabbing, but they have taken backstabbing to a whole new level.
Yeah, and I tell you what, the fans are not very happy with them. I mean, we've documented before, Steve Greene as Ninja, Joey Silvia as Spank were two of the area's favorites among the fans. Trent, never been a favorite among the fans, and he's got, we sort of have the inkling that maybe he's the linchpin that's turning all the plans, and he's the one that's, you know, trying to manipulate these people into doing what he wants done.
And of course he's trying to manipulate the tension between Ric Converse and Cyrus now. How many times has Ric Converse turn around and Cyrus be holding a chair behind him? But that was because Cyrus ran out with a chair to try and save Ric Converse from a beating. But all Ric Converse sees behind him is another friend waiting to smash it across his back.
Yeah, there is a lot of jealousy in the professional wrestling business, and a lot of competitors, whether they want to admit it or not, are usually have a bit of envy mixed in with admiration for whoever's holding the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title, knowing it's one step away from the AWA World Heavyweight title, and finally we get a lockup. Slick Diddy and Joey Silvia.
Boy, Ric Converse has wanted this so bad. The first time these two have locked horns since the turn.
That's right. Referee Brandon Barber calls for the break. Silvia heads out on the apron, comes back in. Slick Diddy makes the break, but he doesn't want to get too far away from this guy.
Ric Converse chasing Joey Silvia out of the ring, and Joey Silvia has had no desire to actually wrestle one-on-one straight up with Ric Converse in this one.
Well, that's probably pretty smart on his behalf, because you look in the eyes of Ric Converse, and there's a lot of fury, a lot of fire in there right now. And I think Silvia, being his, former closest friend, I mean, wasn't he like supposed to have been his best man at one point?
Yeah, he sure was. And Ric Converse is hammering away on the skull of his former best man.
Yeah, and you see it. It's rocking backwards. Silvia's in the corner trying to cover herself up. Slick Diddy's going ape on him.
Ric Converse shoots him off the ropes. Joey Silvia hanging on to that top rope like his life depended on it.
His life very well may have depended on it. Slick Diddy in control. Silvia out to the floor. Trent Wylde, your Gate City Center, calling for a 20-second timeout here. But, you know, this is wrestling, guys. We've been through this before.
The Dynasty 2 trying to regroup on the outside as Ric Converse has had everything going his way so far in this one. And man, as soon as X Cyrus and Jesse Ortega stepped in the ring, did you see Ric Converse's head snap and turn like he was about to get jumped from behind again?
Yeah, as soon as he felt the impact on the canvas, he turned. But, I mean, here we go. We've got all of them in the ring going at it once again.
Oh, we got a flat-out brawl right now. X Cyrus and Joey Silvia in one corner, Steve Greene and Ric Converse, and, of course, X Cyrus and Trent Wylde.
I tell you what, this is amazing. We've got all 6 men going in the ring. Referee Brandon Barber's lost control of this match. He's trying to count, trying to get some semblance of order. All 3 members of the Dynasty meet in the center of the ring. Big clothesline. Another clothesline. And I gotta believe clothesline number 3.
His clotheslines all the way around for the new Dynasty.
New Dynasty all flat on their backs trying to make their way out of the ring. Converse, his team standing tall in the middle of the ring. We see simply Steve Greene trying to count his teeth after that one.
Yeah, he's simply getting his world rocked right now.
That's right. Trent Wylde, your Gate City Center, sporting that new hairdo, making his way around the ring trying to direct a little traffic. But you notice none of this new Dynasty are even in the ring.
Yeah, they're spending more time destroying our signs at ringside, courtesy of our great CWF fans.
And I tell you what, you see them, they're a little hesitant getting back in the ring. You see, Silvia does slide back in the ring, but he's not going out into the ring until his partners are back up on the corner apron.
But the Dynasty is trying to completely regroup, and now for the first time legally in this one is El Fuego, Jesse Ortega, former Mid-Atlantic television champion that broke all kinds of records with that title run, had 24 successful title defenses.
That's right, Silvia locked up with him. They're going to wrestle down here on the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, I love saying this, and I'm going to say it again. You don't see this on a lot of other people's wrestling shows. You're seeing professional wrestling. This is chain wrestling. Catch as catch can, move, counter move, move again. This is what professional wrestling is all about. This is what the Mid-Atlantic wrestling style is.
And of course, it's not the first time Joey Silvia and Jesse Ortega have hooked up. Earlier this month, Silvia and Steve Greene wrestled Ortega and his regular tag team partner, Brass Monkey, in a tremendous contest back on April the 8th at the Carolina Sports Arena.
That's right. Looks like Ortega almost got a pinning predicament there. 2 count on Silvia. Silvia takes the arm drag. He's back down with a knee driven into the side of the head.
Of course, Jesse Ortega, protege of one of the great veterans of Mid-Atlantic Wrestling, the Gemini Kid, a 20-plus year veteran in this great sport and pretty much the leader of the CWF Dojo, where so many of the great young athletes either train or go to hone their skills right there in Burlington, North Carolina.
Yeah, and we tell you once again, if you're interested in training, I know somebody may be interested in training, it's limited. It's hard to get into. It requires a bit of a commitment, but you can go to CWFMidatlantic.com for all the information.
And Silvia slipped out of the tilt-a-whirl and flew through Ortega with that clothesline, now making the tag to Trent Wylde.
Yes, your Gate City Center is finally the legal man in the ring. A big knee right in the midsection. And he's going to club across the back of El Fuego, and he's got words for everybody at ringside.
Now, I would just as soon spit at Joey Silvia or Steve Greene as opposed to talk about him. But Trent Wylde takes it to a whole new level of disgust.
Well, Trent Wylde, I mean, he's a legend in his own mind. What can you say? I mean, if you believe what everything you saw on the internet, then he's bigger than Hogan was in '85.
Trent Wylde has certainly done his share of deplorable acts as Ortega tries to decapitate him with that Enziguri catches Steve Greene coming in, and now with the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker on Joey Silvia.
Oh my goodness, all 3 members of the Dynasty tasting the fury of El Fuego. Referee's down, gets a 2 count, Trent Wylde able to kick out.
Ortega, such a great technician and such a great fighter, and Silvia, breather on the outside, and now making his first legal attack into the contest, X Cyrus, and he actually has a lot to prove here. He wants to prove to Ric Converse 100% that he has not aligned himself with the Dynasty in any way, shape, or form, and the one sure way to do that is to beat the living tar out of him.
Yeah, we thought we were going to see Steve Greene hook up with Joey Silvia the night that he turned, but if you look at the video, he's not doing much more than playing patty cake with him. X Cyrus looks to be taking it straight to the face of Wylde. Wylde shoots him into his own corner.
And now double team and probably before long triple team in the corner, courtesy of the new dynasty on Osiris. And I really, really hope this is showing something. This is proving something to Ric Converse that maybe he actually can trust Osiris.
That's right, Osiris is taking a beating. El Fuego's had seen enough. Him and Converse both come in trying to make the save. Referee Brandon Barber's going to usher them back to their corner, leaving it 3-on-1 in the dynasty's corner.
The dynasty stomping away, stomping a mud hole in Osiris, who have him completely isolated in that corner.
Yeah, Brandon Barber's asking them to, make this a one-on-one thing here, but I mean, you're 3-on-1 in this corner. Osiris has got to get out of this corner.
Oh, what a leg lariat!
Oh my goodness, he may have found a way to get away. Trent Wylde's going to roll over and make a tag. Simply Steve Greene, now your legal man. And we've seen this before.
Steve Greene, setting sun, drills it on Osiris.
And I thought he was not the ninja anymore.
Yeah, apparently he can still do some ninja-like maneuvers, but as he requests that no fan chant the name Ninja.
Yeah, that or Scuba Steve, either one. You really don't want to do that. I mean, he really don't like it.
Osiris, though, wasted too much time, and now Osiris making the tag to back to the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion, who's taking him straight to the face of simply Steve Greene.
Yeah, Steve Greene in a world of hurt right now. He gets whipped off the ropes. Big clubbing forearm straight to the face. And I tell you what, Slick Diddy's running the city right now. Backs him into the ropes again.
Do you regret turning on the man now? Sky-high powerbomb.
And Slick Diddy in control. He's got this match moved back over into his half of the ring. He's got control. Blatant cheap shot by Steve Greene.
Joey Silvia now with the tag in, hammering away on Ric Converse.
And here we go once again. Converse and Silvia, the legal men. Silvia got him backed into the corner. Firing away, goes right back into a chokehold.
Now, I hate Joey Silvia has had such a turn because he's such an incredible athlete. You want to cheer for him, but he's become such a deplorable human being that it's easy to hate him.
Oh my goodness, that looked like about a 45-yard punt right there. That was good for 48. He's going for 50.
Joey Silvia very gingerly straddles the top rope, and Ric Converse brings it back in the hard way.
Oh
Yakuza kick!
What a boot!
With the count! And boy, Ric Converse almost knocked Joey Silvia out cold in that one.
And Joey Silvia's lucky to still be involved in this match right now. Ortega's tagged in. He's your legal man. Big chop across the chest to Silvia.
Ortega now hammering away on Joey Silvia, looking to shoot him off the ropes. Silvia, one more time, hangs on. Ortega, full steam ahead, ducks down. Oh, crashes. Did you see the back of Ortega smack across our ring apron?
Yeah, Ortega followed the instructions. Silvia invited him right over. He come right on in, come rushing in. See what happens. The door was open. He thought it was locked.
Man, Ortega may have seriously had some starch taken out of him when his back met that unforgiving ring apron. Steve Greene adding a little extra punishment, and now Silvia looking to bring him back in, but Ortega has other plans, firing away on Steve Greene, now hammering away with the shoulder block.
Ortega needs to get in. He takes a boot from Silvia right in the mouth here. He's tied up in the ropes. Silvia takes advantage of the situation on Ortega.
Ortega was going for that second shoulder block. Silvia simply sidestepped it, then caught Ortega right in the head. And now look at Trent Wylde driving the knee into the side of Ortega.
Yeah, and he's finally going to drag him back in. Ortega finally all the way back in the ring. Referee Brandon Barber all over your Gate City Center in here tonight. But, I mean, he's in the center of the ring in the main event in the Gate City. I mean, what else could Trent Wylde want at this point?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, he should still be blackballed from this promotion.
And I'll tell you what, Trent Wylde, a blatant chokehold. Now he's going to cuss the referee a little bit. We don't allow that.
I tell you one thing, if Ric Converse had not requested that Commissioner Cross reinstate Trent Wylde, I think Commissioner Cross would have been just fine and happy with leaving Trent Wylde banned from life from CWF Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad blood, and I'm going to tell you, it's something we don't really talk about a lot on here. But Trent Wylde does have a reputation. It has preceded him.
My God!
Talk about reputation. Joey Silvia has a reputation, and that's part of the reputation we would like to see more of, as opposed to these blind shots.
Ric Converse making the save for Jesse Ortega as Joey Silvia was airborne and then some.
And another shot for Converse and Osiris. Referee trying to get Converse out of the ring. Once again, 3-on-1 back here in the opposite corner. Ortega taking the brunt of the blows.
This trio is really doing a great job trying to isolate whoever is in the ring, whether it be Osiris or now Jesse Ortega, and really putting the boots to him in the corner. Steve Greene now setting Ortega up, snap suplex, tag back into Trent Wylde, who's off the ropes.
Wylde drops in a quick elbow right in the midsection, goes for the cover. Referee down 1-2. Now Ortega able to kick out on a 2 count. Trent Wylde going to go for the lateral press again. 1-2 count. Ortega out again.
You know, Ortega, Osiris, Ric Converse all know what championship material is made of. All have been either TV champ, heavyweight champion, cruiserweight champion, Steve Greene former tag team champion, Joey Silvia and Trent Wylde have yet to taste gold in CWF Mid-Atlantic.
And you got to wonder if that's not what this is all about. I mean, if this conspiracy's been going as long as we fear it may have been, is that not what it's all about getting that Mid-Atlantic title around one of those three deplorable individuals' waist?
It's got to be. Oh, look at this. Victory roll by Ortega has Silvia down, but just a 2 count.
Almost a 3 count there. Silvia back, flying back elbow. Ortega's tasting that one. He's down seeing stars on the canvas.
I mean, could Ric Converse have more challengers coming after the heavyweight title right now? You have all 3 of these goons, and of course you always got to consider the likes of Marcellus King, the true #1 contender, possibly Julius Augustus, and the list keeps coming and coming.
Yeah, they're coming from all over the world. The email's incredible. Slick Diddy has got to keep his eyes open, just like here in this match. He's got to keep his eyes open at all time because he never knows where the next challenge is coming from.
Hey, Steve Carino walked into the CSA. Ric Converse put those shoulders down for a 3 count back on January 28th. Don't think he can't do it to any wrestler in the world today.
Yeah, but the whole point being he's got to watch out for those attacks from behind, not being able to trust his own partners like we've seen in the past. And now you see simply Steve Greene. He's going to work on Jesse Ortega. Ortega clamps onto the leg.
He caught it. STF! As a tribute to his mentor, the Gemini Kid. Jesse Ortega had the STF clamped on, but was way too close to the Dynasty's corner.
Yeah, Steve Greene once again in control. I mean, he needs to get over and make a tag himself, but he's going to lift up El Fuego, drop him once again right on top of the AWA logo.
And Silvia once again looking to fly, and this time, nobody is home.
Oh my goodness, Silvia landed the middle of his back, the square of his back, right on the canvas, all of his body weight, hoping to hit Ortega. Ortega seen it coming, got out of the way, and now here we go. Both men are finally locked up again in the center of the ring.
Silvia shoots Ortega off. Went for the clothesline. Now we have a Fujiwara! Ortega with the Fujiwara, and Steve Greene comes all the way across the ring to prevent the submission.
Yeah, that's right. Now,
oh, he's got it on him!
Steve Greene's finding the pain of it, and in comes Silvia to make the save. This is incredible.
Ortega trying to Fujiwara everyone within arm's reach, and he could have had multiple tap outs if not for the partners saving one another.
And I tell you what, referee Brandon Barber better keep his eyes open. He may find himself in a Fujiwara as Ric Converse comes in, tries to get this thing straightened out back to one-on-one action. Silvia's got hold of the ankle once again of Ortega, keeping him from getting over to his corner to make the tag.
Oh, we ain't got no tag. Steve Greene in there want no tag, but Steve Greene hammering away on Ortega and now lacing the leg.
And I tell you what, Steve Greene, he's down. He's putting all of it he can. Ortega's screaming, trying to get out of this one. He's trying to keep from blacking out of this, and the pain's got to be incredible. Steve Greene and the Dynasty, the new Dynasty, Dynasty 2, Blast, whatever they're calling it this week, looks like they finally got control of this situation.
Ortega really needs to make the tag to either Ric Converse or Osiris, as the Dynasty is just tearing him apart. But you can tell how game of a fighter Jesse Ortega is, because there's just no quit in that kid.
Yeah, and Trent Wylde, he's going to come in, do a little kicking around the eye area to see if he's awake here. I mean, this is ridiculous. Trent Wylde is not trying to end the match. He's looking for an opportunity to hurt somebody.
No one home for the clothesline. Roll up off the ropes, courtesy of Ortega. Has Wylde shoulders down, but only able to get a 2. And Shining Wizard! Ortega did not sit by and let the 2 count be it. He came right back at Trent Wylde with that Shining Wizard.
Yeah, Wylde's down holding his head. He's trying to look for a way over to his corner. Got to keep your eye on Wylde. He's probably going to grab the ankle of Ortega if he sticks with the game plan that they've been running for this entire match. Slick Diddy on the apron, begging for a tag.
Boy, chomping at the bit to try and get the tag. Ric Converse wants in there. He wants in there bad.
And that's right, Ric Converse is cheering his partner on. Ortega making his way over to the corner. Referee's making the count on both men. And it looks like, oh, Osiris tagged in, and we got a new legal man. Steve Greene and Osiris, but it looks like Osiris is going to be 3-on-1 again.
Yeah, Ric Converse didn't get the tag, but Osiris sure did, and it looks like that may be good enough. Oh, Steve Greene, blind shot from behind, drills Osiris, and now Ric Converse is in.
Converse has had enough already. He's in taking control of the situation. It's breaking down here at the Neal Street Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, Osiris backdrops Joey Silvia all the way up and over, all the way to the floor.
That's right. I mean, this is getting crazy. Referee's losing control. And here comes Osiris over.
Osiris flies as only he can, and they both crash to the concrete basketball floor here at the Boys and Girls Club. Side suplex by Ric Converse.
It's not legal?
Brandon's not making the count because Osiris is the legal man. Jawbreaker by by Steve Greene.
Yeah, but it's Steve Greene, the legal man. Why don't it work both ways?
Oh,
McAllister?
why did it work? Michael McAllister, why did he just throw in the ring?
Oh my goodness, Michael McAllister getting involved. Ninja's got something in his hand.
He's got a steel chain, is it? Oh, Cyrus just saved Ric Converse.
Oh my goodness, Cyrus picks up the chain. He wraps his fist with it. The referee sees it. Oh my God, did he hit his own partner?
Oh no, Cyrus just hit Converse with the steel chain. Steve Greene pins Cyrus, roll up from behind. The steel chain came into play and it KO'd our Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion.
The steel chain came into play. The steel chain made its way out to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the six-man grudge match, the Dynasty, Joy Silvia, simply Steve Greene,
in the end, Cyrus is the one that decked Ric Converse. Please don't let this start more friction between Ric Converse and Cyrus, because it was blatantly obvious that all Cyrus was trying to do was save Ric Converse and then knock Steve Greene out cold with that chain.
Yeah, and the Dynasty, they're real proud of themselves right now. They're going to leave out of here with a pinfall victory. It's going to look real good in the record books, but anybody that's just seen what's going on here, you know what really happened tonight.
The Gate City Superclash has come to an end, and the Dynasty's arms are raised in victory. Thank you for joining us here at CWF Mid-Atlantic. You can visit us at CWFMidAtlantic.com, CWFShopZone.com for all the newest CWF Mid-Atlantic DVD releases. But we've got a lot of drama in the ring right now as Cyrus and Jesse Ortega are trying to make sure the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion Slick Diddy Ric Converse is indeed okay following that shot with the chain.
Yeah, this is CWF Mid-Atlantic. We do believe again, and I'm telling you, we're bringing the eyes of the world back to the Mid-Atlantic area. Join us.
You guys rock. Come on.
Rick, you still the man.
Oh, wait a second, before we go,
Hold on.
Ric Converse shoving Cyrus to the side. Obviously, he saw Cyrus drill him with that chain. I don't think Ric Converse knows Steve Greene is the one that tried to use it in the first place.
Oh my goodness, we've got something else brewing here. Cyrus, he's defending himself. I mean, he didn't leave the area with Dynasty, but I mean, the seeds of doubt are really planted now.
The seeds of doubt are all over the Boys and Girls Club in Greensboro. Jesse Ortega trying to smooth everything out between these two. Jesse Ortega knows exactly what happened. He knows it was an accident, but who can blame Ric Converse for being paranoid after everything that's happened to him over the past few months?
I tell you, this is incredible. That's why you don't take your eyes off of us. Keep up with us. You know where to find us. Highspots.tv, CWFMidAtlantic.com, AWAMidAtlantic.com. We're all over the place. Come see us. Be a part of it. Come see us live.
Cyrus and Ric Converse still having words. Ric Converse throwing his hands up in the air. Obviously, Ric Converse is completely disgusted by this whole situation. But as far as I'm concerned, Cyrus proved himself tonight. He's not aligned with the Dynasty in any way, shape, or form. Cyrus was there for Ric Converse. There was one mistake at the end, but does that take back all the good the man did throughout the rest of the contest?
I'll tell you what, Ortega's still trying to convince everybody, try to smooth everything over. I mean, this is an incredible tag unit, these three men together, and I'd hate to see it splinter because of something like this.
We are going to be back at the Carolina Sports Arena in 1 week's time on May the 6th. Hopefully, we will have some more answers between Cyrus and Ric Converse on that night. Until then, we will see you later.